Hi, everybody. My name is Ian Davidson, and I'm the Chief Growth Officer of SmartResume. SmartResume has two big audacious goals, right? The first is that we want to make making a great resume easy because, frankly, it's very hard. First, you have to have some training and exposure in kind of what recruiters are looking for, how to reverse engineer that. But more importantly, you also know what you have to know what they're looking for that you have, and maybe even things that you have that they don't know that they're looking for. And in the skills based hiring world, you have to be able to communicate that in the language of skills, something that very few people are comfortable or capable of doing. So we want to take learning and employment record data that has and provide that to people in a way that starts to give some of those answers and bring it into the resume format so that they don't have to do as much creating, they don't have to have as much self-awareness. They can actually just shape the data and then build around it. We think that is what will actually make making a great resume easy. Next, we want to power skills based talent communities. So, any organization that wants to connect a bunch of people who they have credentialed and certified and help market themselves with employers who want to hire them, that we want to provide a technology platform that makes doing so incredibly easy. That is what we're working on in Smart Resume. And we'll talk about how we do that and how the Velocity Network is a part of those plans. And the first is that we have a tool. The tool is a resume that has multiple layers. This isn't your paper resume, right? It has a layer that makes it really easy for a human, a hiring manager, a recruiter to understand what someone can bring to the table, but also drill down and get more information than you've ever been able to get from resumes. So drill down into verifiable data, drill down into skills data, drill down into artifacts and evidence of what this person can do. We want to make it possible for institutions to fuel people with that type of information so that they can deploy it within this format that people understand. Everyone knows how the resume works for the most part. This is what it looks like. It's a combination of self-attested information in traditional form plus verifiable credentials combined into an easy to understand, process, and digest format, which is really how you make it easy for employers to participate in these types of ecosystems. We also have network tools that allow employers to go in and say, show me people who have these skills or these credentials or these keywords on their resume. Show me people who have this exact certification from this exact issuer that's been verified who are actively looking for work within 25 miles of my location. That's what a talent network is. And when you bring in learning and employment record data into it, these talent networks become more powerful. This product is designed for the future of skills based hiring. It's designed to obfuscate information that can lead to unconscious bias being applied to hiring decisions. And now with talent communities, it's been put in a format that any organization can launch without having to invest heavily in technology. We've studied the ecosystem of OERs and are amazed at how many players are involved. What you're seeing here in the background is the SMART report. You can download that on our website. But what we did is we organized and started looking at all of the different parts of this ecosystem, from the different types of issuers to the technologies they use to create credentials, to the technologies that make those credentials portable and how they're being consumed. We found a couple of things. One, it's incredibly complex. There's a lot of players. Two, it's not being consumed like we all think it should be. So we've building a tool that really focuses on the consumption of this data in the context of hiring and then have evolved our strategy of how we bring that data into the platform. Originally, we went out and we worked with post-secondary institutions. We worked with training institutions. We helped them turn data that they had into credentials. We did that 10, 20, 30 times. And we said, wait a second, that's going to be tough to scale because there are so many people doing this. So then we started partnering with credential wallets and credential issuing platforms who were doing that work and formed great partnerships with them to help them convert that data into the Smart Resume product. With Velocity Network, we are going to be able to go one step further and be able to work with many of the types of organizations that we want to without having to always go direct and set up the integrations. We'll be able to access data through the Velocity Network. And the more places we can access data, the more powerful these resumes become. It's all about reducing friction. That's what Velocity Network does, and that's what we do with employers. Want to verify a piece of information? Do it with a click. Do it in a traditional format that you're very comfortable with, but that just got a lot better. Job seekers want to apply to jobs. You don't need to worry about the technology that is being used. Convert it into a PDF. Use what's comfortable, use what's familiar. Get it through the existing technology systems that will grow and evolve over time to get better and smarter about credential data. But let's make it work in today's environments. So that's what we're working on, reducing friction wherever we can so that better resumes are being consumed by decision makers. On the other side of that, velocity can help too. They can help us integrate with credential wallets, employers, HR tech systems, and tech stacks. Of course, we're going to participate whenever we can to create value because the flow of data is key, and Velocity Network is part of our strategy. Thank you so much. Again, Ian Davidson, parent company of Smart Resume is Identify. I'm Ian at Identify, and I really appreciate the opportunity to present today.